excited that she's joined us. If you aren't following Charlotte Clymer on the socials, CM Clymer on Twitter, whatever the hellscape that used to be, it is fantastic. And I am so excited that Charlotte being here is a testament to the extent that the Harris campaign, the Harris Walls campaign, is investing across the country. You know, this is an opportunity where in the past, some campaigns might have been run out of a central office and they might have been running a playbook that just doesn't work anymore. But we know that to win in Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Arizona, Texas, Florida, we need to be competing everywhere, including Allegan County and Michigan. And I know that she's going to tell you a little bit more about them, right? The fact that we have such a qualified candidate who is ready to be president and Vice President Kamala Harris. We have America's dad, Midwestern dad, Governor Tim Walz, right? So my sister lives in Minnesota, and I was like, what do you think? And she was always like, he gives off good grandpa energy. And I was like, I'm here for that. And talking to someone else, they said, you know, it's sort of this, his experience is more like Tim is the dad that so many folks lost to Fox News. But the point is that between their qualifications and their values and their commitment to bringing back joy, right? This idea that we can just look through our phones and not be living in dread every moment. To hear her laugh, her fantastic laugh, is a testament to the fact that we are doing something different. Which is why one of my favorite online personalities, I found out was going to be speaking here. I had to bring some Kalamazoo stickers and things. But I'm excited that if you don't know her, you're going to get to know her. Charlotte Clymer is a writer, a communications strategist, an LGBTQ rights activist, a military veteran, and she writes about politics and religion and culture through her best-selling award-winning newsletter, Charlotte's Web Thoughts, and previously was a press secretary at the Human Rights Campaign and communications director at Catholics for Choice. So please help me welcome, on behalf of the Harris Walls campaign, Charlotte Clymer.
Everything we need to do, we're going to win in a landslide. I guarantee it. 2 days ago, the Harris campaign reached out to me. And they're like, hey, we know this is last minute. We got this event in Michigan. We'd love you to show up, kind of be part of the energy there. And they almost sounded apologetic because, you know, it was 2 days away. I responded within 2 minutes. I said yes, immediately. And the reason I said yes is because I love Michigan. I love Michigan Democrats, and I love the extraordinary women who are coming out of Michigan right now. I don't think you'll understand. You are the envy of Democrats across the country. Not joking at all. Michigan comes up so much in conversations that I have around the country, in my political circles, in my activist circles, because, to put it in Governor Whitmer's words, y'all get shit done. This is the future. Michigan is the future. 400,000 jobs created. I mean, goodness gracious, 2.1 million Michiganders who don't have to pay more than $35 for insulin they need. The fact that 4 million Michiganders can rely on the health care they need through Medicare and the fact that Social Security benefits are being held at the line by Democrats here. This is the future. And let me tell you something, this election is about the past versus the future. Over here, we have a convicted felon, a failed business owner, a Hall of Fame troglodyte, let me tell you. Over here, we have an accomplished attorney, district attorney. We have an accomplished attorney general. We have an accomplished senator. We have a very accomplished vice president. All the same person. Kamala Harris is the leader for this moment. When, I tell you what, and I gotta point this out because it really annoys me. From the time that the announcement came down that the president was stepping aside, I wouldn't see how I cried as soon as I saw the letter come out because I love that man to death. And from the time of that moment until the moment when it was pretty clear she was securing the nomination officially, or well, unofficially for the delegates that had been pledged, it was 32 hours. 32 hours. Now, there are a lot of reporters and pundits in this country, who I'm not fond of, who were surprised by this, who were shocked, who had no confidence in the vice president, who have held a abysmal double standard in how they cover her versus how they cover Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and the rest of these incompetent assholes in the Republican Party. They thought that a bunch of Democrats got behind closed doors and got together and just lit a cigar and, decided it was going to be the vice president. That's not what happened. Do you know why it took only 32 hours for her to unofficially secure the nomination? Because for the past 4 years, Vice President Harris and her staff have been consistently reaching out to congressional leaders, to statewide leaders, to local leaders, to activists, to nonprofits, and asking, let us know what we could be doing better. That's what happened. They did the work. Vice President Harris invited tough conversations with a lot of folks who disagree with her, and she made it so that people could be honest with their team to let them know what they could be doing better. That's why you saw so many Democrats come out so quickly to endorse this extraordinary leader. Now, yes, the president endorsing her was, of course, the huge catalyst that got kicked off, but I think even President Biden will tell you that he's not surprised the endorsement sold out so quickly, because that's who she is. And let me tell you something, her choice of Tim Walz makes my heart sing.
Yes.
I love him. I don't know how many of y'all know this about Coach Walz, but when he was 35 years old, he was starting his third year as a high school teacher. He taught social studies. He'd gone to undergrad for education, and then went to grad school for education and leadership. And he decided he was going to coach on the football team. And they won the state championship that year. They went all the way, and they won it. And it was only the second most impressive thing he did that year. One of his students, who was openly gay, and this is 1999, came up to Coach Walz and said, sir, we'd like to start a gay-straight alliance club. Because a lot of us just don't feel like we belong. And he didn't say, I don't know, let me talk to the principal, let me see what the school district will say about it. He immediately said yes. The same year he won a state high school football championship, he was the faculty advisor for the Gay Straight Student Alliance in 1999. To put that in perspective, Mankato, Minnesota is 14 hours away from Laramie, Wyoming. The previous year, Matthew Shepard, just 21, been tortured, beaten, and murdered for being openly gay. Now, I remember being, I don't want to make anyone feel awkward here in age or anything, but I was 12 years old at the time. in conservative Central Texas, very much in the closet, very, very much in the closet. And like many LGBT youth around the country, I couldn't be open to the adults in my life about this. How much it scared me, how much it frightened me, how much I knew that I wouldn't be able to live authentically. And yet here's this man in a conservative part of the country, just like mine, who didn't hesitate one moment to show up. When he was asked about this 20 years later by the Minnesota Star, reporter said, "So why'd you do it? Why was it you? Why didn't you get another teacher to do it?" He said, "Because I was a straight man and military veteran and a high school football coach, and I knew that I was the only one who could do it the right way." That's the future. That's the Democratic Party. That's what this ticket means right now. We are fighting for the future. And I'll tell you what, I look at this ticket and I have never felt more hopeful about this country. I really haven't. I know I'm going way over time, John. I apologize. We've been beating up on him all night. Look, I will end with this, and I do think this is important to say. The most influential people in this election are not elected officials. They're not celebrities. They're not writers like me. They're not consultants and pundits and whoever the hell else. The most important people in this election are the ones who are talking to their friends and families and neighbors. That's you. You can go into spaces where we can't. You can have conversations that we can't. You can sit at a dinner table with someone you care about, someone you love, and tell them, "Look, I know you're on the fence. I know you're a little skeptical. But this is the right way for us to go." Because the past is where everybody gets left behind. Everyone, even God bless their hearts, Trump supporters are getting left behind by Trump. Every damn day, and we know that. We have a future where no one gets left behind. Regardless of who you are, regardless of your politics, regardless if I can't stand you, I'm gonna make sure you don't get left behind. Because that's what America means. That means no one gets left behind. And look, I get it, I know a lot of these conversations are hard, but I'll tell you what, I'm a military veteran, and I grew up in Texas, and I go to church every Sunday. I've spent my entire life around conservative folks, and I've had a lot of heart-to-hearts over the past several years. If I, a progressive trans woman, can have these conversations, a lot of y'all can too. Here's what I want you to do. September 10th, that's the first presidential debate. And she's going to wipe the floor with him. There's no doubt in my mind. She's going to kick his ass. Yeah. But it's not going to mean as much if you're not using that as an opportunity to get people involved. I want all of you to go home tonight and think about 5 or 6 people you can invite to your home. Just 5 or 6. Get some drinks and some, chips or food or whatever the hell, just get it all together. Have fun, make it a party, but bring people into the fold. And then tell them how to volunteer. Go do block walking, go do phone banking. Have them reach out to their own friends and family. You are the most important people in this campaign. If you don't do it, we're not going to win. We can't do it without you. Thank you so much. Have a good night, and let's go win this campaign.